take it back to Ulrich. So, Ulrich, coming here, what were you expecting when you came here? You fought in the war. What were you expecting
I came to fight in the war. When the war was over, I went back to... I read law, and then I went back to Trinidad.
But what were you expecting? I
never expected to settle in Britain.
Let's take it to Connie, because you did stay here.
There's something I'd like to explain to the youngsters up there that maybe you don't know. Before we got independence, my passport said British. Down the bottom it had a little Jamaica. That's why I always thought British.
Did the efforts of you in the war, has that helped black people in this country today?
A little bit, yes, but we fought in self-defence. We would have gone to the ovens if we hadn't fought. You must get that over. We would have gone to the ovens. My husband is a D-Day veteran, black too. And he saw the camp, so don't believe anything else that they didn't exist. They did. He was a tank driver on D-Day.
Right. Okay, thank you. Can I ask whether these chaps here, the chaps in the front here, can be seen essentially as role models? Would you accept that they have done their bit and can be seen as role models in some way?
I suppose they've done the bit to a certain degree, but I feel myself that the way the system treats black people is like ridiculous. You can stick a knife, 9 inches into somebody and pull it out 6 inches. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that the wound's over. The wound's still there, man. That's the way I see it. The wound's still there, and that's the system.
So essentially, you wouldn't be better than that.
No.
Right. Okay. Let's find out a bit more what happened after the war effort. Ernest, can I come back to you? I mean, after the Second World War, perhaps, what was your experience?
Well, the Second World War came, and naturally I was called up like every person. And I went through my medical. But I would not join the army.
But when everything was over, everything had been stopped, what then were the repercussions, you feel, for the black people who had served in the war?
As a matter of fact, now you mentioned that, I wish to voice my resentment of the British people strongly in the studio. They've been very, very unfair to the black people. I lost lots of people in the army. In fact, there's a boy who used to be a friend of mine called Bose Barton. He was a middleweight.
Billy remembers him, yeah.
Yeah, from Jamaica. Middleweight just coming up, and he got killed over Germany. His plane, when he went to bomb and things like that. I lost about 3 nephews in the war. And then when they called me up on this Second World War, after what happened, 1919, and the race riot of Liverpool, when the war was over, the First World War was over, you can even see people walking, white people, banners, "Get back to your kennel, you damn dog of a nigger." This I saw with my own eyes. At that time, there were very few black people in England. I don't think there were any more than 5,000 of us in the whole British Isles. But I'm willing to bet my life that there was not one amongst us that did not do service to the country during the war. But was. The Second World War came, okay, there were not black people. West Indians came, from the West Indian Africans who came join the Air Force. Well, in the First World War, black people were not in the Air Force. The Air Force were then called the Flying Corps. Right. You see, and only the elite they take there is because it was only a new kind of a force. It's not just the Air Force we got today, strong and mighty. You see.
Can I ask you, Ernest?
Yeah.
If it wasn't today, would you still have done what you did in terms of fighting, in terms of enlisting for the war?
Today?
Yes.
Not in a million years.
Jackie, let's come back to you.
Let's take this straight to Connie. Connie, that kind of anger that we've just seen, do you share that?
I think after the war, if I'm honest about it, we were unfairly treated. You see, I only spoke about up to my joining. Now we turn over the leaf now, and you're asking me about the prejudices, and you ask me what happened to us. I saw the prejudices because, you see, it's a funny thing. When you're young, and you're working in certain things, you accept certain things. Another thing is that I was in the Army 10 years. If I was in the American Army, I'd be well aware I'd be getting a hell of a pension. I haven't got anything.
Well, how did that make you feel?
How did that make me feel? Of course I feel bitter. But I mean, I'm getting older now. What am I doing? I've written letters, I've asked, and as a matter of fact, right now, I'm living off £6.48 a week. And my army service and all what I've done for England, hasn't done any good for me from that point of view. But I have to say, but at the time when I joined up, at the time when I did my services, I was British and I was happy to do it. And I'm not going to go back on that.
Let's take it to Ulrich. Ulrich, do you share some of the anger?
No, I see. My problem was that, at least my position was that I came here for the war, for the reasons which I've tried to explain. When the war was over, I went and I did law. When I finished my law, I went back to Trinidad.
So would you
I mean, I have a Trinidad passport and I've always had a Trinidad passport.
So, Owen, we know you've had some very difficult experiences coming out of the forces.
Yes.
Was it worth it?
Well, yes, it was. But like, I'd like to answer a few people here, like all the questions and such. Well, a lot of the youngsters today, admittedly, we all know that the system's stacked against us, but we can't sort of let that get us down. We've got to sort of get on top of it.
So should they join up?
Yes, you know, if they feel that they wanted that, we've got to prove, well, we know it's going to be stacked against us, so basically we should go for it. And the black youth of today, we should sort of get together. Well, you know, we're as equal to anyone, and we should prove that. And we should go out and, go for what we want, and just don't let it get us down.
Owen, very positive out there. Thank you very much. Well, I'm afraid that's all we've got time for this week. Great thanks to our guests, Ulrich Cross, Connie Mark and Owen Eversley, and of course to our studio audience.
Well, respect is due to all of those who served in the armed services, especially those who fought in the World Wars, the Falklands, and of course Northern Ireland. We remember you. Next week, we'll be asking if religion and politics should go hand in hand in the struggle for a better world. So until next week, goodbye.
Goodbye.